The train station was crowded, noisy, alive with the shuffle of hurried footsteps. Among the rush, Daniel Carter, a single dad in his early 30s, stood still. His little girl, Emily, clung to his hand. Daniel's eyes scanned the job board he printed off, crumpled from too many times being folded and unfolded. He had already lost his mechanic shop, his savings, and was barely keeping up with rent. Every day felt like a fight. He wasn't the kind of man to complain, he just wanted to be a good father. But today, the weight of bills and unpaid school fees was crushing. That's when the world shifted. A sleek black car screeched to a stop just a few feet away. Out stepped Clara Sterling, daughter of the city's most powerful CEO. Designer heels clicked against the pavement, her eyes scanning the crowd, desperate, urgent. People whispered her name, she was untouchable, unreachable. And yet, she was marching straight toward Daniel. "Excuse me," she said, her voice trembling. "I'll give you $50,000. One day. Be my husband." The entire station seemed to freeze. Daniel blinked, sure he'd misheard. Emily tilted her head up at him, confused. I'm sorry," what Daniel asked, tightening his grip on his daughter's hand. Clara took a breath. "I need a husband. Today. Just one day. It's complicated. Please. Dash dash. The proposal. The truth tumbled out in pieces. Her father had arranged a business dinner with international investors. The family reputation was at stake, and her father, old-fashioned, controlling, insisted she couldn't possibly represent the company alone. She had to appear settled, married, respectable. "I can't stand the men my father parades in front of me," she confessed. "But if I walk in with a husband, I can control the story. Just one day. I'll pay you more than you've ever dreamed." Daniel laughed bitterly. "Lady, I don't know what kind of game this is, but I'm not your guy. I've got a daughter to raise, and she's not some prop." But Emily tugged his sleeve. "Daddy, we need money." Daniel's heart twisted. Rent. School. Food. He looked at Clara again, her perfect hair, her diamond earrings, and shook his head. "Why me?" Her answer was simple, almost fragile. "Because you're the only one who looked at me like I was human." Dash dash. The agreement. Against every instinct, Daniel agreed. That night, Clara's team swept them into a whirlwind. A tailor suited Daniel in clothes he could never afford. Emily was given a little dress that made her beam like a princess. "Remember," Clara whispered before the dinner. "Smile. Hold my hand. Pretend." But pretending wasn't easy. Clara's father was intimidating, sharp-eyed. The investors were polished, skeptical. Daniel stumbled over his words, but when one man sneered at Clara, suggesting she was too young, too naive to handle power, Daniel's protective instincts flared. "She's stronger than any man in this room," he said firmly, his rough mechanic's voice cutting through the polished lies. "I'd bet my life on her." The room went silent. For a second, Clara's eyes glistened. She squeezed his hand under the table. Dash dash. The twist. The night should have ended there. Daniel would take his daughter home, $50,000 richer, and their lives would go back to struggling in quiet. But something shifted. Clara wasn't the ice queen the world painted her to be. She laughed when Emily spilled juice on her gown. She listened when Daniel spoke about fixing cars, about losing everything but still fighting for his daughter. She admitted she was lonely, surrounded by wealth, but starved of trust. And for the first time, Daniel saw her not as a CEO's daughter, but as a woman searching for freedom. When the investors finally signed the deal, Clara's father pulled her aside. "You did well tonight. Maybe you're not useless after all." Daniel overheard, and his chest tightened. He recognized that tone. It was the same one life used on him. Cruel. Dismissive. That night, Clara whispered to him, "Thank you. You don't know what you gave me." Dash dash. The emotional climax. The deal was done. The day was over. Clara handed Daniel the check for $50,000. But Emily shook her head. "We don't need money. She needs a family." Daniel froze. Clara looked away, tears slipping despite her polished smile. "Your daughter is wise beyond her years," she murmured. Daniel realized then this wasn't just about one day. Two broken lives had collided by accident, but maybe it wasn't an accident at all. Dash dash. The ending. Daniel could have walked away. He should have. That was the deal. But the next morning, Clara knocked on his door, holding pancakes instead of diamonds. Emily squealed and hugged her like she belonged. For the first time in years, Daniel smiled without weight on his shoulders. Clara didn't need a husband for one day anymore. She needed something real. And maybe, just maybe, so did he.